Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm joining you with a partially done face. Today we're going to focus mostly on the eyes as a request from a lovely subscriber of mine. In my last drugstore one brand video when I talked about CoverGirl products, she had asked me to do a video review on the palette from CoverGirl, the bronze one in the golden toffee from the clean color range that they have. I went to Target, I picked it up, and I'm always down to do a bronze eye because this is my favorite color to wear. I think it's very flattering across the board for many skin tones, and I feel like it goes well with many different eye colors. So I'm always excited to do a bronze eye. It's right up my alley. It's my comfort zone. It's what I love. So I'm excited to try this out. I was impressed when I used the berry version of these palettes in my one brand video. If you haven't seen it, the cards up above this video will take you to that. So you can see it. I did a full face start to finish of all CoverGirl products. So we are going to do the eyes today with this. We're going to throw in a few more CoverGirl products along the way, but I'm going to kind of show you and talk to you about what I'm wearing on my face. Everything is going to be listed and linked for you down below. So I started off my complexion with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer that I recently picked up and reviewed. The foundation today is the Clinique Even Better, which is one of my favorites, mixed with a little bit of the medium shade in the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. So I mixed the two and applied those with a damp beauty sponge, blended that in, and I love those two mixed together. The concealer is a rediscovered old favorite. It's the Maybelline Eraser Concealer in the fair shade, so I used that under the eyes with the same beauty sponge. I blended that in. And then I did a little bit of baking with the Loose Fit Me powder from Maybelline in the Fair Light number 10 shade. Again, a recently discovered product from my last video that I posted on Maybelline products, a full face of it. Another product that I discovered along the way of trying out lots of drugstore makeup. This is actually a rediscovered, but this formula does seem to be improved from the last time. It's the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. I have the shade Sunkissed, which is what I use today, and I blended that in with my little mini Real Techniques brush, which I absolutely love. But this is definitely one product that I've used before, and this current one is one of my favorites. The blend is beautiful on this, but years ago when I tried this for the first time, I tried a different shade, and it was good. But this is even better. So I think that they may have improved the formula. Definitely the packaging has changed a bit. So that's pretty much it. Brows, I'm going to show you really quickly. I did the medium brown in the Maybelline Express Brow Pencil, followed with the ash brown Build-A-Brow, also from Maybelline. And then I set everything with the Physicians Formula Butter Brazilian Lift Clear Gel, which actually has a great hold. Has that typical butter scent that Physicians Formula is known for. That's it through the brows, and we are ready to go for eyes. They have been primed and a little bit of setting powder over my primer, which is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Again, I'm talking really fast, but it's all going to be listed and linked for you down below. Let's get started in today's eye look. So in this palette, you have a couple of shades to choose from for your crease. This one here is the one that I'm going to go with. This one is the matte one, and this one that's a little bit darker has a bit of a golden kind of sheen, shimmer, like a subtle glitter, and I'll see once I dip my brush in there how intense the glitter is. So I'm going to go with this shade here, which is a matte kind of mid-tone tan shade, and I'm going to use that to add some dimension and color to my crease. And I'm blending this in with a Morphe brush, and do you see the pigment on these? Like, these are actually a lot better than I expected. I was truly blown away by this formula, and I'm so happy to have yet another one in my collection. And I'm going to just rock this brush back and forth in a windshield wiper motion, placing the product and color where I want it. And then I'm going to continue blending and softening this out because this is quite intense to start. But it's good because it's pigmented. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'm going to place the product and just rock the brush back and forth just to get everything placed where I want it. And then I'm going to go back and clean around the edges and continue blending this out. I do take quite a bit of time to blend, so I will be kind of editing some of this out, but this is the gist of it. Placing it into the crease pretty heavily, and then I just blend and diffuse. I've switched to a clean crease brush from ColourPop to help me blend the edges out. To help me blend just a little bit more, I'm going to dip into the Maybelline Fit Me Press Powder, the porcelain shade, and a clean crease brush, and I'm going to use that to blend the edges out a little bit and diffuse this line right here, just because there isn't a lighter, more skin tone shade in this palette. They're all going to be pretty dark, so I'm going to have to bring in something additional to help me with this process of blending. I'm taking that same shade and running that on the lower lash line. In this palette, there's two different shades that you can use for the lid. This one here is a little bit softer and just more of like a champagne with a hint of bronze. And then this one has a much more deeper kind of rich bronze. So I'm going to start with the lighter one just because I'm not sure what direction I want to go in today. So I'm going to use this shade with a synthetic brush. And I'm going to tap this onto my lids from inner corner to outer corner. I'd like to incorporate some of the deeper bronze shade, but when I put my brush in there, as you can see, there's quite a bit of kick up. And when I tapped off the brush, a lot of it just kind of flew over the napkin that I have here on my workstation. So I think this color is going to need to be used with a damp brush. So what I'm going to do is load up my brush with the product, and then I'm going to use some setting spray to dampen the brush and then apply some of this color to the outer corner. And then I'm going to do a patting motion just so that I don't disturb the shade that I have onto my lids. And you might be able to start to see a little bit more of a foiled effect. So we may need to add this color to the majority of the lid actually. So I'm just going to continue patting and pressing over the lighter shade. And I guess at this point I'm about halfway across my entire lid space with this shade. And I also did switch to a smaller brush, by the way. This palette has one more shade that we have not used, and that's that really deep dark brown. It's like a chocolate brown, but there is some golden sparkle. You may not be able to see it too well, maybe so right there in the camera. There's some little golden specks there, so I'm going to try to use this very carefully on the lower lashes, really close and tight to the lower lash line to add some more smokiness. I don't want to take this color up towards the upper lid because I do have a lot of that foiled finish, and I think that's quite intense and bold already. So I'm going to use this shade to kind of smudge on the lower lashes, and I'm going to use a really tiny brush from Morphe. And I'm going to just rock it back and forth just gently to prevent any fallout. And I'm trying to get really close to the root of my lash. And with the first brush that I used to apply the tan to the lower lashes, I'm going to use whatever's left to blend that out and soften that just a little bit and kind of blend and merge those two shades together. I'm adding a little bit of the Maybelline highlighter. It looks like this. It's the Master Chrome in number 250. I'm using that to highlight my inner corner, again, because there isn't something really light in this palette from CoverGirl. So I'm just going to use this. I've been testing this out quite a bit recently, and it's really pretty. It's very intense if you layer this highlighter up. But with a small little brush, this is a rougher number 3, by the way, I can get a really soft, kind of diffused and highlighted look without it being super intense, because this highlighter is actually described as a metallic highlighter. So it's a little bit more bold than you expect it to be, but it can be layered lightly and give a more soft, kind of diffused look. Today's eyeliner is going to be the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner in brown. I'm finishing the look off with some mascara. This is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara in brown. And this is the completed look, you guys. I hope that this was fun to watch. I really enjoyed using this quad from CoverGirl. I have had experience with them, so I was expecting this formula to be just as good, or this color range, as the berry one that I used. And this one did not disappoint. There's a little bit of fallout, but it's pretty intense and pretty bold. As you can see, the completed eye look, it's very intense, and you can tell that there's a bronze color there and the nice warm brown tone. So I am all for this eye look. I really do enjoy it, and I can see myself using that quad again. But let me talk you through the rest of the face because I didn't show that in the tutorial. The blush today is the NYX Buttermelt blush in the shade Butta Together, which is a soft baby pink, and this blends beautifully on the skin. I did layer it up so you can see a little bit more of that rosy kind of natural flush to the cheeks. The highlighter is the same one from the inner corner, the Maybelline Master Chrome in 250. For lips, I did an easy lip combo for today. I just used two products, one of my very favorites from the drugstore, and that's the NYX lip liner, the wooden ones that you sharpen. The shade Peekaboo Neutral is absolute perfection. I lined and I filled in my entire lips with this today, so that's the color that you're seeing. And then I topped it off with the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. I picked up a few of these recently. I have two shades. The one I'm wearing today is called Havana Good Time number 500, and it's like a peachy pink. It looks kind of creamy, compared to this one. This one here is called But First a Cosmo, and it's a little bit more of a transparent kind of raspberry pink shade, which will be really nice to use over a lip liner or as a topper to a lipstick. This formula feels really nice on the lips and really glossy and comfortable to wear. It's not super thick and goopy, but it's not too thin like an oil that kind of slips and will migrate. I feel like it's going to stay on really nicely, and it does have quite a bit of a scent to it. I was surprised by that. This one smells like tropical fruits, which makes sense for the name, Havana Good Time. That's a very kind of tropical name. Let's see, what does this one smell like, the But First a Cosmo. Does it smell the same? I don't know. Okay, so the Cosmo one smells different, and it smells like a sweet candy almost. Oh, that's interesting. So I wonder if each one of these glosses from CoverGirl has a special scent to go with the shade. That's kind of interesting. You would think it'd be one like scent that goes along with it, but they're different, at least these two are. So this one is more of kind of like a fruity scent, and this is more like a sweet candy. Very interesting, but I like the formula so far. I hope that this was fun to watch. I enjoyed playing around with these products, and I actually really like everything that I used today from the drugstore. I have no complaints about any of the products. They all went on spectacular, 10 out of 10. I really love these formulas, and I just love that I am able to do a full face of drugstore, minus the foundation today. I get that. My Clinique foundation, I can't stop wearing that foundation. It's one of my favorites that I recently discovered the last couple of months, and I wear it pretty regularly throughout the week. So I figured, why not just stick to something that I know works, especially when I'm mixing in different things into it. I want to use something that I can count on, and that is going to wear so well for me throughout the rest of the day. And that is it. The description box is going to have everything listed and linked for you down below if you want to shop any of the products. The links below are affiliates, so I just want to be open and transparent. I do make a commission off of those links if you purchase through them. And if you do, thank you so much for supporting me. It means so much to me. Thank you for being here, for being you. Take care, you guys, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.